Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a joy to welcome everyone to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Harford County. I'm Reverend Jay Brooks. My pronouns are she and her. Leading this service with me today are Worship Associate Bill Hoffer and at the piano, Music Director Brenna Kupferman. And you see around you the few things that are left from our holiday bazaar. A shout out to all the people who worked so hard to make that such a success.
I'm Bill Hoffer. My pronouns are he, him. I'd like to extend a special welcome to newcomers, especially people here for the first time, and maybe for the first time ever in a Unitarian Universalist congregation. We hope that you'll stay afterward for coffee and conversation, probably some Christmas cookies as well, so we can get to know you and have some conversation. This building is situated on the lands of the Susquehannock people. As a congregation, we hope to promote greater understanding of Indigenous peoples' concerns and rights.
Unitarian Universalism is a tradition that values diversity and embraces the wisdom of all faiths. Whatever the faiths you have known, if any, you are welcome here. Whatever your race or where you were born, whatever your immigration status, you are welcome here. Whoever you are and whomever you love, whatever your gender, you are welcome here.
We gather each Sunday morning on site and online to share in life's meaning, grow in care and community, and open our hearts and minds to the sacred truths known by many names. We use science, reason, and the gifts of the Spirit to explore life's mystery and meaning.
We gather as a community to restore the balance of our spirits, to celebrate the joys of life and find the strength to meet our sorrows, and in the earliest meaning of the word worship, to consider ideas that are worthy of our time and attention.
In this tradition, we know that people need not think alike to love alike.
During December, our learning and worship theme is hope, an idea central to many of the world's religious traditions at this time of year. In Christianity, Christmas is the advent of hope. In Judaism, Hanukkah is the restoration of hope. In Buddhism, which tomorrow celebrates Bodhi Day, the Buddha's awakening offers hope to all who seek enlightenment. In earth-centered traditions in the Northern Hemisphere, the December 21st solstice is a reminder of the hope and expectation of longer days and the springtime that is to come. In Unitarian Universalism, we embrace all these hopes alongside the hope we have for a more just and humane world.
Now the sound of the bell and the music of the prelude will help us center ourselves as we enter into a time of worship.
In Bethlehem a manger waits, long ago and so today, where hatred-weary people pray, love will come and lay there. And so do countless stables stand, in hearts as harsh as desert lands, rough shelters in the wind and sands, so love will come and stay there. Love that opens fists of hate, heaps up gold on beggars' plates, love that shows a kindly face to enemies and strangers. And the walls of stables tremble so when the winds of fear and judgment blow. For a stable hopes in love alone, and knows that love's the answer. Oh, love's the prophet's only word, the only lesson left to learn, the only end of heaven's work, and the only road that goes there. Love that sees with mercy's eyes, holds its arms out open wide, threads its loom with separate lives, and weaves them all together. So may the lamps of stables glow brightly, that their light may go for miles in the darkness, so love will find its way there. So may the lamps of stables glow brightly, that their light may go for miles in the darkness, so love will find its way there.
Now the sound of the bell and the music, the prelude will help us. No, sorry. Anyway, each Sunday we light the chalice of our religious heritage. We do this for our ancestors who taught us through their various religious traditions and by their actions for justice and hope. We do this for our children who are learning the traditions we teach them and who learn more from our actions than our words. We do this for ourselves so that we are inspired to remember our beginnings, reflect on who we are now, and spread our wings as we understand who we seek to become.
Our call to worship this morning is by Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. In this community, we hold hope close. We don't always know what comes next, but that cannot dissuade us. We don't always know just what to do, but that will not mean we are lost in the wilderness. We rely on the certainty beneath, the foundation of our values and ethics. We are the people who return to love like a North Star, and to the truth that we are greater together than we are alone. Our hope does not live in some glimmer of an indistinct future. Rather, we know the way to the world of which we dream, and by covenant and the movement forward of one right action and the next, we know that one day we will arrive at home. Now please rise or remain seated as we sing together number 1023 in the Teal hymnal, Building Bridges. And Brenna is going to help us sing this as a round. I have hope.
Yes, I have hope too. So our work here is done, I guess, right? Bill's also going to help us hope and sing. And so we're going to sing through it once just so that you know it. Many of you already know this. And then we're going to divide you unwillingly into this side and that side. Sorry, if you want to be on a different side, you are welcome to. And those who are on Zoom, feel free to choose a side. Or not. You can sing with both if you want to. Okay, so it goes, building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, whence we could make such sweet harmony. All right, this side. Building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, our friends, we could make such sweet harmony. With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Well done. Hope works.
Singing together and blending our voices in song, weaving those notes and those words, it is actually symbolic of what we do here. And now, Unitarian Universalists are people with diverse beliefs who worship together as one faith. One common aspect of December's various religious traditions is that they offer signs and symbols of hope. All of us need hope, and sometimes hope seems thin on the ground. This prayer by Nadia Bolz-Weber, A Prayer for Gloomy Thinkers, uses language specific to Nadia's religious tradition, but I hope will speak to us all.
Dear God, I woke up today exhausted after a full night's sleep. My 90-minute walk did not revive me, and a nice breakfast full of protein didn't seem to do it either. And before you ask, yes, I'm fully hydrated, Lord. Hydrated and weary, and it's getting harder not to freak out. All day long, when my thoughts get gloomy, is this the end of days? Will AI take over everything just like in all the movies? Should I invest in a bunker? Did we already live through the most peaceful, prosperous time in history and didn't realize that's what it was, and now it's over and we'll never get it back again? I try to redirect my thoughts to, where is beauty happening in this very moment? Who might need some help today? What are those show-offy red flowers in my neighbor's yard called? How can the sky look that beautiful? But that amount of redirection is taking a lot of energy, Lord, and maybe that's contributing to the exhaustion. What I'm trying to say, God, is that if you could help me pivot my restless brain from gloom to gladness, even just like 10% faster, that could make a huge difference. Oh, and thanks for this day and everything beautiful in my life that I did not earn or create, and for dogs and flowers. Amen.
Mama said to me, Hold on, you gotta be wise. Hold on, momentary dreams can be gone. Water through your fingers, you can't hold. Baby, hold on to the things you love. Show me who it is you are. Never let that feeling go. Let it show. Mama said to me, stay on. No matter what they tell you, girl, stay on. Everyone that seems alright has a soul that's hurting deep inside. So baby, hold on to the things you love. Show me who it is you are. Never let that feeling go. Let it show. Hey, mama said to me, hold on, you got to be wise. Hold on, momentary dreams can be gone. Water through your fingers you can't hold. So hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Mama said to me, hold on, you gotta be wise. Hold on, momentary dreams can be gone. Water through your fingers you can't hold. So hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yes, hold on. That message is not only for us, it's for everyone, everywhere. And one of the tasks, our tasks as a UU community, is to do what we can to help all of us to hold on.
Every Sunday, we ask for donations to help us live our Unitarian Universalist values, both inside our walls and out into the wider world. Those values are the 7 UU values, and I encourage Reverend Jay to raise her hand when she hears me say one of those values, and all of you here and on Zoom can do that too.
And I'm standing away from my iPad,
Oh, see,
so
don't cheat.
I'll have to guess.
We care for one another and extend that care into the local community through actions for equity and justice. Each action, no matter how small, works towards the transformation of our world. This fellowship intentionally welcomes the pluralism of beliefs. Our interdependence encourages us to learn and grow and sends us to partner with other local groups to build a better world. If you're online, click the link in the Zoom chat to contribute. If you're on site, place a donation in the basket or use your device to find the donate link at the bottom of the page on uufhc.net. Whatever method of giving you choose, your generosity helps this fellowship's love reach out beyond our walls.
Let's pause now to renew our commitment as a Unitarian Universalist community to care for one another. Now's the time to share briefly a joy, a sorrow, a gratitude. If you're on site in the sanctuary, either come to the front and speak into the microphone or raise your hand and have a microphone brought to you. If you're on Zoom, put in the chat what you'd like to share, and Brenna will read it. Bill will light a candle for each sharing. A few gentle reminders. This is not a time for announcements or politics. Please say your first name. Share from your heart and from your own experience. Be mindful not to share anyone else's experience without their express permission. As people share, let's hold one another in the fullness of our community. Would anyone like to share?
I am sitting in this circle with my humble guides, surrounded by the ones I love, protected on all sides, breathing out and breathing in, holding all that's fine. Though the world around me shatters, I center on this time. For just one moment we are still, beneath the dark and the dreary. If we could shine a light so strong, we may not feel so weary. If for just one moment we are still, beneath the dark and the dreary, if we could shine a light so strong, we may not feel so weary. Breathing out and breathing in, holding all that's fine. Though the world around me shatters, I center on this time. For I am sitting in this circle with my humble guides, surrounded by the ones I love, protected on all sides.
Our reading today is entitled The Emperor Penguins by UU Minister Reverend Michelle Collins. When Antarctica plunges into winter darkness, every other creature flees north toward warmth. Every creature except the emperor penguins. While the rest of the world runs from the cold, these remarkable birds walk into it, trekking across frozen seas to the most desolate places on earth. Why? Because they've learned something about hope that few others understand. Sometimes the hardest choice leads to the greatest reward. The female penguins lay their eggs just as winter's fury begins. Temperatures drop to minus 50 degrees. Winds scream across the ice at 120 miles per hour. Any sensible creature would wait for spring. But emperor penguins don't wait. They choose to trust that this impossible season holds exactly what they need. The mother carefully passes her egg to the father, balancing it on his feet under a fold of warm skin. Then she walks away across the ice into the sea, leaving him alone with their future. For 2 months he will not eat. He will not leave. He will stand in the howling darkness, protecting life with nothing but his own body and his unwavering commitment. But here's where something magical seems to happen. Thousands of males huddle together, forming a massive shifting circle of warmth. Those on the cold edges gradually move inward, while those in the warm center rotate outward. No penguin stays comfortable forever. No penguin suffers alone. They take turns bearing the hardship because they understand that survival requires both individual courage and collective care. When the winds blow hardest, the huddle moves as one, a walking fortress of hope made from ordinary birds choosing extraordinary cooperation. Inside the huddle, temperatures rise to a comfortable 75 degrees. The penguins have created summer in the heart of winter. By the time spring arrives, the mothers return from the sea, the eggs have hatched. The fathers, having lost nearly half their body weight, can finally leave to feed. The chicks grow strong on the ice, ready for the returning abundance of Antarctic summer. The emperor penguins remind us that hope isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about choosing to trust that even the harshest circumstances can be navigated when we stand together. They prove that hope works not through magic, but through commitment, cooperation, and the most stubborn decision to protect what matters most, no matter how impossible the odds may seem.
Penguins. You know, these days, hope can be hard to find. One of the reasons I feel hope is that I can stand here and see your faces. There's worry, there's compassion, there's maybe even a little bit of longing for coffee. But to some degree, in every face, I see hope. Not because you are all cheery optimists, definitely not. But I see hope in your faces because you are here, on site or online. You are here together as a community. The poet Gwendolyn Brooks said, "We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond." Yes, we are. And in this community of shared religious values, we give each other the power to hope. In December, we discover anew the hope that's found in each of this month's religious traditions. This month in the Jewish tradition, the 8 days of Hanukkah celebrate the rededication of the temple in Jerusalem more than 2,000 years ago. Syrian Greeks had conquered the Jewish homeland and made the temple a place to worship Zeus. Led by Judah Maccabee and his brothers, the Jewish people reclaimed their land and their temple. The 8 candles of the menorah, one for each night, recall an oil lamp that was supposed to burn constantly in the great Jewish temple in Jerusalem. The light had gone out. Of course it had. The conquering authorities denied Jews the right to follow their own religious traditions. When Judah Maccabee reclaimed the temple and entered it to reassert Jewish religious practices, there wasn't enough sanctified oil to last until more could be located and brought to Jerusalem. Judah Maccabee lit the lamp anyway, and it burned tenaciously for the 8 days it took for the new oil to arrive. A miracle. But the story is really so much better than that. Once their land had been conquered, the Jews seemed to be at the mercy of their merciless conquerors. There was deliberate provocation, possibly to emphasize the dominance of the authoritarian powers. Soldiers came to the small Maccabee village and demanded that the village patriarch sacrifice a pig to the Greek gods. I mean, seriously, a pig. He wouldn't do it. A ritually unclean animal to be sacrificed on the holy altar by the Maccabee patriarch and priest who was religiously forbidden to touch the animal. Did I say deliberate provocation? An angry response from the Jews would be an excuse to burn down the village and murder or imprison the people. But it was just too much. The Maccabees rebelled. Whatever provocation had gone before, whatever insults had previously passed without resistance, in that moment everything changed. That pig moment. From the 21st century perspective, the daring of the Maccabees seems extreme and implausible. They took on the ruling powers of their world, their conquerors, their oppressors. It's completely implausible and unlikely. And yet, the implausible, the unlikely happens again and again through human history. Tradition says that the light that burned for 8 days and didn't go out was a miracle. But the greater miracle was that ordinary people overthrew their conquerors and reclaimed their religious way of life. I think this kind of miracle happens when someone who has been trying in a day-to-day and very ordinary way to live according to their values keeps finding obstacles, roadblocks, impediments. And at some point, they reach that pig moment and they decide to get where they mean to go anyway. A pig moment when they decide to do something. In each of the other December religious traditions, there is a pig moment. Even with solstice, you might say it's simply that moment when it seems like the sun is never going to come back. And so people developed rituals and dances and prayers to make the solstice turn so that light would return to the earth. Bodhi Day, which is tomorrow, commemorates the day the Buddha achieved enlightenment. The man who became the Buddha was born into a life of privilege. He knew little of life outside his family's home. His pig moment came when he went out and for the first time he encountered suffering, sickness, and death. He had assumed that his comfortable and pleasant life wasn't different from life as most people experience it. He was stunned to discover how much suffering there is in the world. And so he cut off his hair, put on ordinary clothing, and set off to walk the highways and byways until he understood why there was suffering and what he could do about it. The miracle that Bodhi Day celebrates is the Buddha's achievement of an enlightened state. His success gives all of us hope that we too might one day see beyond the world's snares and delusions. But perhaps the real miracle is that it is in the Buddha to be's pig moment. His response was the miracle, to reject his privileged life, to go out among ordinary people in hopes that he could understand why the world is what it is, as it is. The story of Christmas that's told and retold places the birth of Jesus of Nazareth in a stable. The family temporarily homeless and, like the emperor penguins, relying on the presence of other animals to keep them warm. The family, the Holy Family of Christian tradition, became the targets for the agents of King Herod, who, fearing a Jewish Messiah would threaten his power, ordered the death of all Jewish boys under the age of 2. This was definitely a pig moment. The Holy Family ran. They escaped into Egypt to save their child's life. From a family that was temporarily homeless, they became penniless immigrants and fugitives from Herod's injustice. Surely they felt diminished hope, perhaps even despair. Yet Christmas Day, the celebration of their baby's birth, is often described as the advent of hope. Today, the Christmas story is often commemorated in outdoor nativity scenes with sheep, cows, baby Jesus in a manger, parents, Mary and Joseph, shepherds and sages. At the Lake Street Church of Evanston, Illinois, a Chicago suburb that has experienced a wave of federal agents in search of immigrants to detain and deport, the nativity scene has been updated. Masked Roman soldiers stand in place of the shepherds. Mary and Joseph are wearing gas masks. Baby Jesus is zip-tied. Some people have decried this version of the nativity scene as horrific, saying that it distorts the joyful story of Christmas. It is horrific, but not because it distorts the story. It's horrific because it reflects reality. It reflects the reality of 2,000 years ago, when the Holy Family had to run and hide from agents of the king. It reflects the reality of today, of 2025, when children have been zip-tied, separated from their parents shoved into unmarked vans, and bystanders sprayed with tear gas or stunned with pepper bullets. It reflects the reality that when evil seems triumphant, hope is hard to find. And yet it's exactly then, in the hopeless moment when disaster looms, that some people respond in unexpected ways. They rise up, they gather round, they let go of safety and privilege and live lives of meaning and purpose. The minister at Lake Street Church, Reverend Michael Wolf, has been active in protests against the illegal detention of immigrants, and he was himself thrown to the ground and zip-tied. When he was interviewed about the nativity scene, he said, "Jesus Christ has been born this Christmas holiday, and Jesus Christ is also born into our hearts and our lives in the midst of this suffering, and new light can come, and there really is hope out there." There really is hope. Let me be clear. I do not condone the power-driven and cruel actions that create these pig moments, nor do I assume that anyone who experiences a pig moment is going to be ready to rise up and lead a movement. Yet some people, maybe many people, seem to transform pig moments into hope. Jesus of Nazareth emerged from adversity and obscurity 2,000 years ago and now lives in the minds and hearts of many in the world in celebration. People today of every faith tradition respect his teachings, his wisdom, his compassion, his hope. Human beings need hope every day. Sometimes it takes an intentional effort to find it. It takes practice, spiritual practice. It takes saying, I'm grateful for the good things in my life. How beautiful is that tree? How delightful the flowers in my neighbor's garden, blooming even at this time of year. How do they do it? And hope also requires role models, stories of people who have overcome adversity, or of people who have responded to evil with acts of courage and conviction. Religion has a role in finding hope. It's religious tradition that tells and retells the ancient stories that give us both hope and these role models. All of the events at the center of December's religious holidays happened thousands of years ago. Yet we are still telling those stories. We need those stories. We need the infusion of hope. And the religious community has a role in finding hope. Religious community, especially in Unitarian Universalist religious communities, supports and encourages shared values. Human beings need to be part of a community that supports their values. Those emperor penguins, they don't retreat into some lonely corner. They gather to share each other's warmth. And they don't stagnate into a single configuration. They're always in motion, shifting positions so that each has a turn in the comfortable warmth at the center of the formation, protected and supported by the community around them. Each courageously takes a turn at the outside too, where the cold is at its most harsh and the icy wind at its sharpest. In our religion, hope once found must be shared. Each Unitarian Universalist and each UU community is called to find ways to bring hope to others. I believe we do that here in this fellowship. I believe we do. Take a look at the printed order of service. In there, at the end, are the words we say together as we extinguish the chalice at the end of every worship service. And now, that's not the original version of that chalice extinguishing blessing. It's been modified. The original was written by Elizabeth Selly Jones, a gifted 20th century UU minister, and the original is warm and comforting. It goes like this: we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. So far, that's the same as ours. But listen to the next sentence of the original. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. So comforting. It tells us that we keep that light that warmth, that fire in our hearts as we go home and into our daily lives. And then we come back together again. We return to this community here, where we're surrounded by loving, supportive, religious community, like the penguins in the middle of the flock. Here we are comforted and safe, and that's good. It's even necessary. But the version printed in the order of service is not the same as the comforting original version. Our version ends with, "These we carry in our hearts and out into all the world." See? The focus is different. We find something here in this community, something that our chalice symbolizes: the light of truth, the warmth of community, the fire of commitment. And we carry truth. We carry the warmth and comfort of community. We carry the commitment to our values out into all the world, so that our values can make a difference in the lives of everyone we meet. We know we will return here and be together again. We don't need a reminder that this is the community where we find the support and encouragement to live our values. Here is where we find hope. And it's hope that we are called to take out into the difficult, scary, frustrating, challenging world. The world where we and others is one where we're likely to have a pig moment. Sometimes it feels to me like they come every day. And here is where we prepare ourselves to face those moments. Not each of us every day stepping out courageously to the edge where the icy winds blow, but we can take turns returning inward to support and warmth, and then outward again into the world. Here is where we learn and practice living our values with love at the center, the acronym of our 7 UU values: justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, generosity, is Jet Pig. Pig, yes. Jet Pig. See what I did there? You will never forget those values. You will be ready to meet your own pig moment. Jet, justice, equity, transformation. Pig, pluralism, interdependence, generosity, and love at the center. Here, we hold each other close, and as a community, we hold hope close. And in that final sentence, before we extinguish the chalice, we remind ourselves that when we do go out into the big, scary, challenging world, we must share our hope with everyone. And now, please, as is comfortable for you, let's rise and sing, or remain seated and sing, number 1051 in the Teal hymnal, "We Are."
We
loving religious community, through songs and silence. There we go. In this loving religious community, through songs and silence, stories and sharing, we make space for a new breath, a new healing, a new possibility. Together we find the courage to face the mountain of everything that is our lives, joy and fear and love and loss, and a world that is sometimes just too much. Together we begin to hew from that mountain of everything a stone of hope for ourselves and for the world. Together we persist, we breathe, we regroup, we renew ourselves, and with only the tools at hand, we hew from that mountain just a single small stone of hope. With joy, we hold hope close, and then we find ways to share that hope with everyone. And now please let's read together our chalice extinguishing words. Now we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into all the world.
This song has some stuff that you're going to sing after I sing and stuff you're going to sing with me. So the first thing is there's a line, where is the light? So I'm going to sing a line and you're going to sing, where is the light? And then the chorus, you'll hear it. It's just, where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? The light's inside of me. So I'm going to sing the first verse and I'll show you where to come in with where is the light. When it's late December, dark and cold, where is the light? When the old man year is bending low, where is the light? When the sun runs off to bed too soon, where is the light? And there's nothing but a skinny moon, where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Let's sing that again. Where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. When it's dark each morning when I rise, where is the light? And it's dark when my eggs are frying, where is the light? And it's dark when I go off to work, where is the light? And it's dark again when I get home, where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. It's in my skin and in my bones and in my heart and in my soul. The light of life so bright and golden like a summer day. When the sun goes missing in the sky, it's rising in my eyes, chasing all the winter gloom away. Well, I'm burning bright like kerosene. Where is the light? And I'm twinkling like the Pleiades. Where is the light? And I'm dancing like a candle flame. And I'm climbing like a fruit flambe. Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Can you tell me this little light of mine? I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Okay, you see what I mean. Now, one of the most wonderful and hopeful things we do is welcome new members, and we have 2 new members today to welcome into this fellowship. And I asked them to come to the front. No, we're going to take the book to them. Oh, we're going to take the book to them. Okay, that is absolutely wonderful. Thank you for working that out. And Valerie, our membership chair, is going to say a few words about the 2 new members.
Yes, I just wanted to give you a little introduction, so later when you're giving them your heartfelt welcome, you might be able to share some interests with them, just to tell you a little bit about them. But first, let me say that these 2 members are a confirmation of how important our Zoom broadcast is. I want to thank the tech team that worked really hard to make sure that we get the Zoom out there. Not all congregations have this opportunity and this privilege to have Zoom, and I'll tell you why. Lily Peatfield was introduced to the Unitarian Church when she was married in 1997 by a Unitarian Universalist minister in Massachusetts. She graduated from Merrimack College with a BA in liberal arts with concentrations in psychology and sociology. And she has additional studies in religion and psychology, sociology and religion, and the philosophy of religion. She moved to Maryland in 2003 and now lives in Towson. She learned of our fellowship through Wolf Townsend. Thank you, Wolf. She began Zooming our services 5 years ago and enjoyed getting to know us virtually during the pandemic. She wanted me to let you know that she is happy to see all of you in person today and is interested in joining at least one committee, though she's interested in very many of them. Shane Brennegar has also been very interested in religion. He enjoys exploring world religions and earned a master's degree in religious text. He has been attending Steve Thompson's classes on the Bible and has also gotten to know us through Zoom services. Shane will soon be moving to Bel Air to be with his very good friends, Laura and Mike Pruitt. So we welcome you both with a huge heart. Thank you.
We are all witness to the signing, and we all welcome Lily into fellowship. And now Shane is signing, and we are witness, and we welcome Shane into this fellowship. Many thanks, Paul, for serving as the face of the congregation in this moment. And now, I know everyone is still longing for that coffee. I can see it in your faces. But we do have probably more than a few announcements. So, Bill, who have we got?
So, yeah, we do have, there we go. We do have several. A rather bizarre announcement from Tricia and Kathy.
I'm Tricia, and this is Kathy. And I want to thank everyone for your support over the year to build this bazaar, because it took so many people, and so many donations from lots of people and their friends and their neighbors and their relatives downsizing and all that. That helps our bazaar tremendously. So I want to thank everyone for participating in that. We made, just yesterday and the day before, we made a total of $9,400. Huge! It's huge. And that includes a $700 sale of gold that Bea and Mike Hodgins did. They thought they saw a big gold piece and they weren't sure if it was real, and they took it down to Saxon's and sold it for over $700. It's just amazing. So we made a total of about $3,200 on jewelry alone. And we'll have some additional numbers because we kept track of a lot of things this year. So it'll be in the newsletter and new UU News Bites. There were hundreds of woman hours in this.
Human
The men
being
were
hours.
definitely there, though, so I didn't know how to person hours. Yeah, person hours, yes. And I'm not kidding, hundreds and hundreds of hours over the year. I want to encourage you to shop today, and Kay Saucier will be at the near the door as our cashier, and she takes cash and credit card today. And don't miss the coat room, because we have lots of gift items and jewelry in there. The coffee will be served in the old coffee room, which we tried to call the potluck room, but now it's going to be called the coffee room. No, I'm kidding. So thank you all so much.
Thank you, Tricia. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Anything else, Bill?
And I want to make sure that you know how important your cookies were as well. We had over 2,500 cookies donated. We sold all but 2 small tins, so we made about $1,600 on cookies. And so I did the division, and for every cookie you baked, you contributed about 63 cents to this congregation. So go cookies.
I think Kathy also wanted to let you know, anybody that wants blood pressure screenings.
Oh, yes.
Back
This
in
is
the
the first
boardroom.
Sunday, right? This
It
first
is.
Sunday.
So anybody that would like to get blood pressure readings, it's free, back in the boardroom. Dirk has an announcement from the search committee.
Our congregational record that the search committee assembled telling potential candidates all about us was quickly accepted by the UUA and became available for potential ministerial candidates on December the 2nd. If you would like to see how we told the story of UUFHC, you can find it in the members only section on the website. We will learn which candidates are interested in applying to be our new minister during the first half of January. When we get a notice of interest, we will send candidates further information and set up interviews. Note that we cannot divulge the names of those who have expressed interest or will participate in the interviews. The search team should choose the final candidates by January the 24th. Thank you.
Thank you, Dirk. And I think I've said this before, but this search process is the pinnacle of my time with you. It's really the culmination of the interim period that we've had together. And I'm so happy it's gone so well and the search team has worked so hard. You look like you have an announcement, Paul.
How could you tell? Okay. So I just want to remind everybody, we're still collecting donations for holiday staff benefits or raises, bonuses. And please donate generously to acknowledge their hard work and effort. It's just as a reminder. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks to everyone who donates. Anything else, Brenna?
Brenna's got a quick announcement.
Quick. I'll be quick.
First, Creativity Circle is tomorrow. For those of you who are interested in exploring creativity together, Laura Poligo will be taking us through, I believe, some poetry and writing stuff together. So we'll be here starting at 7 and hope for you to join us. For those who are interested in singing with the choir, being the choir or our carolers for our Christmas Eve service, please let me know. We're going to start, I'll start sharing some information with you. So either let me know here in person or just send me an email at music@UUFHC. And finally, we are looking at the possibility of a carol sing on the 21st after service here. So if you are interested in being part of that, just, give me a wave or say hello so that I can kind of judge how many people we might have here. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenna. Is there anyone else?
Yeah, actually, Marlene and I have our little announcement. It's our final one here. I think it's the last
Not quite.
announcement.
But yes?
Oh, yeah, I have to go first, right? Mine is a musical announcement, so here you go. They'll have a blue Christmas without us, with no smiles this season without us. There'll be no gifts under the tree without help from you and me. So let's show our giving spirit, UUFHC.
Speaking of creativity, our holiday gift-giving little team has been trying to come up with a clever way to get you to become Santa this year, your big opportunity. So we have partnered with the Mason-Dixon Community Association, and we have been assigned a family. It's mom with 2 children, a 4-year-old and a 14-year-old, and her mom. So grandma, mom, and 2 kids. So my little elf Diana here has made this beautiful box, and Karen, are you here, Karen? Raise your hand. Karen made these cute little tags, and on each tag it has the name of the family member, their age, and a wish for them. And we're going to put them all in this box, pass the box around, and if you care to participate, there is no item in this bag that's over $15. It's from 0 to 15. You're going to pick out a tag and purchase whatever the tag tells you to. If you really don't want to do that, just drop it back in and pick another one. We are also providing Christmas dinner for that family. So let me go on with this. If you are purchasing a gift, wrap it, put a name on it, the family member name, and just bring it in and put it under our Christmas tree here. And we'll be collecting them on Sundays, and then Laura Hoffer and Bill will deliver them to the family the week of Christmas. Now, providing the dinner, they also have tags in here. So it might say 2 jars of applesauce or whatever. We put together a dinner, and those items are also in here. If you bring in your dinner item, you don't have to wrap that. This bag will be under the tree, and just put that item in the bag. Does this all make sense? Yeah. Are you all in the holiday spirit? Okay, well, how about if we leave the box on the table up here? Will that work, Reverend Jay?
Yes, that's fine.
And then you can come up during coffee hour and pull one out. So,
In fact, why don't you put it here? We'll
Even
move
better.
this little. And thank you. This is such a clever and creative way for us to express our generosity.
and thank you to our team. They've been great.
One last thing. Is Sarah Wecht in the room? No, she's probably still back with the children. But we have this special announcement that today the new director of the program for children and youth is with us for her first ever Sunday here. So let's symbolically welcome her with some applause, and then please go back and say hello. And I think that's it. Whew. All right, coffee.